Good morning and welcome to the Kennebec Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Insider Breakfast. My name is Ross Cunningham. I'm the President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. These morning breakfasts are sponsored by Kennebec Savings Bank and Central Maine Power, and our extreme thanks to them for that support. I'm going to keep my introduction short this morning, but to say that I spent 22 years in the service, and in my experience, I never met a man or a veteran with the courage and strength of Sergeant Travis Mills. The Travis Mills Foundation recently purchased the Elizabeth Arden Estate out in Mount Vernon, and we were thrilled to be there for their groundbreaking last week, with the goal of establishing a retreat for wounded veterans and their families. And we at the Chamber are happy and willing to support them in this endeavor at all costs. We're happy to help out. So, without further ado, Travis Mills.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, you guys, don't stop. Hey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Oh, nicely done, sir. Nicely done. That blue brings my eyes out. Thanks for wearing that tie. Real quick, first and foremost, I'm just a regular small town kid. I'm nobody special. I'm just like anybody else. I put my pants on, but first put my legs on, so it's a little different. But I feel like we can be on the same playing field. I'm from a small town in Michigan. My wife decided we were going to live up here. I said, where do you want to move at? Pick anywhere in the world. And she said, Maine. And I said, how about Michigan? And she took my arm off and she hit me with it. I said, ow. She said, what was that? I said, let's go to Michigan. Hit me again. She said, stop hitting yourself. What, are you silly? And I realized really quick that she just wanted to move to Maine, and if I wanted to stop hitting myself, I better just pick there. So we moved up to Maine. Very thankful to be here. A couple things I need to cover first. I didn't serve any more than anybody else. I just had a rough day at work. My service was the same as everybody else that raises their right hand and takes the oath. A little bit more than Marines, of course, because we're way better. Yeah. You a Marine? Yeah. He still doesn't know what the heck I said. He just heard Marine. He's like, yeah. Few words. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Then we got the Chair Force and the Navy, which, whatever, and then the Army, which is the best. Easily, hands down. And then in the Army, you have the 82nd Airborne Division, which is the elite of the, no, I'm just messing with you, 10th Mount, kinda. But, like I said, I didn't do any more than anybody else. I just had a rough day at work. And on that day, it was just, like any other, but we'll get to that. Secondly, if you served and everything, of course, thank you. I want to make sure that you guys are recognized. If you serve, please raise your hand. If you have, there we go. Well, thanks for your service, absolutely. And then last but not least, I get it what I look like, but I don't want you guys to think that my problems are any more than what everybody else has. I don't know what terminal illnesses you have running in the family, if you have a mother going through something, a brother that had something that has passed. I don't know, so I don't hold my problems any higher than anybody else. But let me get into this right here. I know I got 25 minutes, which usually lasts about an hour and 15, so we're going to have to cut and edit that film, okay? I like to talk when it's about me. At my house, I got to be quiet and sit in the corner, so. I'm kidding, my wife's lovely. No. I'm joking, don't tell her I said that. No. All right, so that's me and my wife and my little girl. That's Chloe. And like I said, from Michigan. I lived in North Carolina at Fort Bragg. I was a sergeant in the Army. Then I got picked up E6, and I was going on my third deployment. This is a picture taken around Christmas time, right before I deployed in February of 2012. So the early years, like I said, born in Michigan. On April 14th, 1987, I came into the world. That's a picture when I was born. I have an older sister, a younger brother. If you ask my parents, I am the favorite. They had the first one, like, oh no, let's try this again. They had me as like perfection. Now we have the secret antidote. Let's have another one. The third one came along. Whoa, wait a second. Cut our losses. Keep the middle one as our favorite. The other two will just hang out till they're 18, then we'll kick them out. They tried for 17. The law said they had to stay. Played a lot of sports. You won't see me, honestly, you won't see me studying any books in these pictures. I studied in my private time. So, no, I played a lot of sports. Click it, Craig. Oh, this is my father-in-law, Craig, right here. And we have a lot in common. We're both afraid of my wife. I played football, baseball, basketball, ran track and powerlifting. Have a few school records for track and powerlifting, and some rushing records or whatever. This should be a video if it works. Click. It didn't work. Don't worry about it. All right. So my first My first deployment, in 2007, I went to Afghanistan for the first time. And when I was on deployment, we lifted a lot of weights. We went out and did a lot of fun stuff. That's me in the top left picture on the far right. I was 6'3", 250 pounds, pure sheer, just awesomeness, as you can tell. I mean, those are regular sized human beings next to me. Those aren't like small guys. You know what I mean? Like they're regular, but then there's me, and I'm just like, what's up? You know? Yeah. Anyway, so on my first deployment, click one more time, Craig. Should be a video of me getting blown up, but whatever. It happened. On my first deployment, all right, when I was over there, my brother-in-law was actually my medic. And he was my brother-in-law then. He was a medic of mine. And he went home in September to watch his first daughter be born. And if you guys have daughters, you're going to understand Craig's pain. So my father-in-law. So his son Josh goes home. He's just a medic on my team. We're friends. And I'm 275 pounds at the time. And I lift weights and I basically just eat, gunpowder to just get jacked. And in September, he goes home. His sister, who's 18, sees a picture. This is going to date me a little bit. She sees a picture of this guy that's on the same team. Sends me a MySpace friend request. Not Facebook, MySpace. All right? And I see it and I'm like, I don't know who this person is. I was going to hit ignore. And then I was like, wait a second, same last name as my medic, except this is going to be fun either way, just to see if it is his little sister. It was. Yeah, I know, right? Oh. We started chit-chatting early October. And then mid-November, I said, hey, I'm coming home. I've been here 11 and a half months. I have 18 days off before I gotta go back. Do you want to go on a vacation? She said, yeah, sure. So let's go to Mexico. She said, okay. So she's 18, fresh in college. I'm 20, overseas. I come home, and when you have 11 and a half months of money saved up as a private, you're rich. So I came home and we went to Mexico. First time I met, flew in, met Craig. He wanted to kill me, but again, I was a huge man, so he didn't mess with me. No. But my medic went from the first guy that was supposed to save my life to the guy that wanted to kill me the most. It was a hard time, and to be in Afghanistan. But I went to Mexico, went back to Michigan for a week, went back overseas, came back, and got married shortly after. I think 17 days in person we got married. Had a big wedding in June, and on Sunday is our 7-year anniversary, so it worked out. And thank you. Then I went another deployment, came back. My wife had bought a house on July 5th, actually, and I came back in August. So she got to take me to my house that we bought. It's kind of weird. And then while I was home that day, she ended up getting pregnant, which is awesome. Had my daughter, and then my daughter was born September 27th of 11, and then I left February of 2012. And the video you would have seen is April 10th when I was walking along, minding my own business. I set my bag down on the ground, and a bomb went off. And then it ripped off my right arm, my right leg disintegrated completely. My left leg was there, a couple pieces of tendons hanging on, and they duct taped it to my thigh. My left hand was still actually there. I had my pinky and ring finger ripped off, but I had the other three, and I hit my microphone, and I feel like I'm cutting you guys out. I'm sorry. I just leaned on my left arm. I'm sorry. But, so like I was saying. No, so anyways, I was awake the whole time. Didn't really, I didn't get knocked out from the concussion or the blast or anything like that. I had my face hit the ground, swell up real bad, my eyes swelled shut. And the whole time I was telling the medic, get away from me, save my guys. Let me go, it's fine. You don't see guys live through this anyway, so why waste your time? And my medic told me some kind, sweet words. Dear Sergeant Mills, you sweet, sweet man, just calm down. More F words were in there now I think about it. He wasn't so sweet to me either. But I'm not gonna say F words anyway. But he told me he was gonna save me and just be quiet and let me do my job. And he did. He stopped the bleeding. The other medic came running up, and he just kept saying, "You're gonna be fine, Sergeant Mills." Kept trying to reassure me. That's what he's taught, and it's the worst thing he'd ever seen. I looked up and said, "Hey Doc, shut up. I know." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then just went to work. And then helicopter ride, ambulance ride, gurney ride, operating room. They kept touching me. I told them, "Quit, leave me alone. I'm fine." Knocked me out. Okay, so that's April 10th. April 12th, they cut my hand off completely in Bagram. They flew me from Kandahar to Bagram. Bagram cut my hand off. And then they flew me to Germany. So on April 14th, does anybody remember why that's important? That's right. The first day I woke up in the hospital, my brother-in-law actually was there to tell me what had happened. He told me, "Hey man, I woke up on my birthday, and for the first time they let me come out of medical sedation." And I said, "My soldiers are my soldiers." And they told me what had happened. And then I said, "Am I paralyzed?" And he said, "No, you're not." I said, "You don't have to lie to me. I can't feel my fingers and toes." And he said, "You're not paralyzed, but you don't have them anymore." And I said, "Oh." And then looked around, I saw I didn't have them when I shut my eyes and went and talked for a little bit. It was like a long road to recovery, but we're going to get into how I did that. I know I'm here to talk about the foundation, but I feel like just a little bit of background on me and what I went through and what this gentleman has went through with the Walter Reed and how the services are, maybe a little, might help you guys understand why I'm doing this. So things I was going to talk about today, I normally talk about when I go around throughout the nation: motivation, goals, healthcare technology, and perspective, and how I keep going. And it all ties into giving good back and things. So I need to get motivated to get better. Once I found out that I was alive, took about a week of anger and, just, why this happened to my bad person and all this stuff, maybe 2 weeks to be honest. I got to see my daughter for the first time. That's the first picture ever taken. That's when she laid on my chest. You can see the tears in my eyes. I didn't cry when she was born, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know how, okay? I was like, and the nurse was like, it's okay to cry. And I said, I don't know how to cry. And I was like, that was weird. And this nurse just had my daughter was just born. She's like, you're taking her home. Like, you're her dad. Like, that's not good. You should be able to cry, sir. But anyway, so I saw her and I started tearing up. And it was all because of the concussion, I guess. It makes you, cry. Whatever, it's medical. I don't do that no more. Only because I'm a man. Capital M, capital A, capital N, exclamation. So there's a picture from my wedding day. My wife's there. So that's my motivation. Like, I gotta get better for them. I told my wife when she was on my bed, I didn't tell her click, but apparently Craig heard that. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry about the nose breathing into the mic. It says 12 inches back. So my wife, when she first got to the hospital, I said, hey, take whatever we have in the account and go. Like, you don't have to put up with this. Like, this is ridiculous. I could pick everything up that was heavy. I could do everything I needed to do. And she just said, that's not why I married you. I'm going to be here. So I had to get better. Well, then this, robot comes walking in my room. You can tell I dropped from 250 to 140 in that picture. But that's Todd Nicely. He's a second ever quadruple amputee. He's a former Marine, so I didn't understand what he was saying through all the drool, but we worked out the conversation. And he couldn't really write that well because he's a fake hand, like me. So I was trying to read, and I was just like, man, this is, can someone interpret for you? So he called in, whatever. So I met him, and he said, hey man, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna take some time. Be patient. You're gonna learn to walk. You're gonna learn to feed yourself. You're gonna learn to do everything you need to. You just have to take time. Well, that's not my style. I don't like to take time. So my doctors came in, and after I met him, I said, I'm going to work out today. And they said, you can't work out today. I said, no, you don't understand. I'm going to the gym today to work out. I'm just losing so much muscle mass, and you lose 3% muscle mass per day laying in a hospital bed. And I said, I can't roll over, I can't sit up, I need to go. And he said no, and I said, I will sit here and do leg crunches till I hurt myself, and then where are we going to be at? It was a heated argument. And then I just told him, I said, I'm going to jump out of bed and low crawl there, which is silly because there's a wheelchair sitting there I could have drove in, but like, looking back, I probably would have been like, I'll get in that chair and I will go down there. But jump out of my bed, that probably wasn't I don't know if I would have done it. I called him every half hour for 4 hours straight, and he decided to let me go. So that's my motivation. So then I had to set some goals. What was I wanting to do? There should be a video that's not going to work, Craig? Yeah, it's not going to work. All right, so this is a video. The first thing I want to do is be able to feed myself. So 3 weeks into my explosion or whatever, they fitted me with my prosthetic arm, and I was able to. What? And I was able to feed myself, and that felt pretty good. I wasn't out in public. My wife wasn't having to feed me, having to give me food. I was able to. The first thing I ate was a video that's not working for some reason. It was lasagna. It was piping hot. So the video shows me eating lasagna. Then they cut it. It doesn't show me saying, "Give me some milk, please." That just burned my throat. Insider tips. You guys get to know all this. Isn't that fun? So anyways, then I wanted to be able to walk. So I took my first steps. Just under 2 months, I was able to put my short legs on and walk. It wasn't fun, it was painful. They said you'll walk 1 lap maybe. I walked 3 that day. And then the next day my dad came and I said, I'm gonna walk 5 laps today, Dad. And I was so excited to show him. I walked half a lap, my muscles seized up real bad, cramped, and I fell over and I couldn't walk anymore. So that was a rough day. That's where I had to understand that failure was gonna be a part of my life, but just never give up on myself. And I learned to walk and get better. And then the last thing, it's another video you guys aren't gonna see, is I walked a 5K 5 months after the explosion in New York City. I was sweating real bad. It was painful. I had my leg on my right side rubbed raw completely. I was bleeding into my liner actually, but I had to finish the 5K, know I could do it. So I did. Walked the whole 5K and was able to go up on stage in front of 20,000 people, trip over a cord, fall down, have a 7-foot behemoth of a man, Mayor Rudy Giuliani's bodyguard, pick me up and give me like a Heimlich maneuver in front of everybody. But he didn't understand my legs don't lock out, so he's just like basically like, It doesn't work that way. And like in front of, I'm telling you, 20 to 35,000 people stand there watching this guy just swing me around. I gotta get it. I look like a teddy bear. Take my arms and legs off, okay? Big stomach, fuzzy, short arms. You get it. I'm cuddly, I guess. I don't know. But so this is a fun experience. I've had a lot of fun with this. Click it down. It's in long-term goals. This is a picture that was from the documentary. I'll show a trailer. Well, I won't show a trailer to because it's not working. But documentary done. And one of my goals was to be able to sit back and watch my guys come off the plane when they got back from overseas in August. And I made that goal. And I wanted to be on my tall legs. So my therapist told me what the goals I had to meet and what had to get done. And I made those goals. And I was able to stand there and salute them next to the General and Sergeant Major of the 82nd Airborne Division. And it was pretty awesome. Click it again, Craig. Or is it going to work? What are you doing? Then I wanted to be able to drive. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do drive. Okay, stay off the roads when you know I'm out there. My truck's easily spottable. It's that white one. Okay, it's got the rims and it's sitting out front now. If you see that, get out of the way. All right? If there's any cops in the room, I'm not necessarily legal, but I'm not illegal. Okay, let's not mess with that. Jason, go telling your friends. All right, we got the same last name, we're brothers, and so do not do that, sir. It's not legal, it's legal, whatever, But on these cars and the van, I have a van to the left, actually EMC, where's Ted at? Raise your hand, please. This gentleman, you guys might not know, he's in your back door. They fit vans out with this technology. It's EMC and it's electronic mobility control. I went to their company. I didn't even know they were from here when I got done in Maryland, but there's a joystick that's on a pylon post right here, and I pull back 2 inches, and my van, I'm telling you what, it is 0 to 60 in like 11 seconds, so watch out. Blow the doors off you. But it's cool because 2 inches back is full gas, 2 inches forward is full brake, which if full brake means emergency brake if you click it too hard. Dangerous. I got the post where I put my hand and then I just wheel it around, whatever, get crazy. And then on the top left picture, you can't see it, there's a blue button on the door, and that's called a digitone switch. I click that and hold it, and it does different tones. The first tone's left turn, second tone's right turn, third tone's the horn, fourth is dimmer, fifth, whatever. It goes on and on. I mean, cruise control, windows, wipers, washer, everything. And it's pretty cool technology. I had no idea. So that was like the last part of my rehabilitation was being able to drive. Click it again. That should be a video of me driving. All right, then the big one is the foundation, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, at Walter Reed, you have all these people come in, these foundations, you can attest to that want to do good. And they just want to give good back, okay? Me, I wanted to give good back. I wanted to do scholarships or packages overseas of things people need. I mean, there's a lot of packages go overseas that have like things that you might need but you don't really need. And then there's like, beef jerky and M&Ms, peanut butter style that you want. And like, I told my wife, I said, let's just send like 40 boxes overseas. So people were sending us money and donating to us, so we bought like stuff from Sam's Club. We had peanut butter M&Ms, beef jerky, sunflower seeds, things that I would want. Gum, gummy bears, if I didn't say that already, a lot. We did that. We sent them to guys that we knew overseas, like a lot of my friends that were redeployed again. And then from a simple conversation that a gentleman had with my wife's aunt and uncle, where are you at? Raise your hand. This lady, raised right here, now that's my wife's aunt. I claim her as my aunt too. There's some people I don't in Kelsey's family. I'm like, I don't know them. No, just my father-in-law, but he's with me, so I'm kidding. But she had a simple conversation about my time in Colorado. I went out snowboarding, and I said, man, I would love to do that in Maine. But the only problem was my family didn't get to go. I mean, Kelsey went, my daughter didn't get to go. A lot of these other guys, because they could take care of themselves and maintain the showers and getting themselves dressed and putting their legs on and things like that, they could take their families. They had to go by themselves. So what fun was that? Because my wife is going through the same situation. My daughter has a dad now with no arms and legs, and is going to go through the same situation. So why can't they come? So from that conversation that they had, this gentleman, Dean, he said, let's do it here. I bet we could. He started it out, got it momentum rolling. I got the 501c3 status for the care packages, and then all of a sudden, he's like, well, here you go, and gave me the project. And I was like, oh, I thought it was a face. Like, I don't know how to do, like, this is horrible. I don't know what I'm doing. Still don't, so no, I'm just kidding. But from that, the joke didn't go over very well. I know what I'm doing. I'm just joking. But, dying up here. So anyways, the foundation, and we bought the Elizabeth Arden estate. We had 2 proof of concept years where we had 4 families come in the first year and 6 the next year. And they brought all their family. And they came up and we did recreational sports for rehab. We did kayaking, canoeing, fishing. The Bass Pro Fisherman Tour came out and took guys, to all the sweet spots on their super fast jet boats. And the families got to watch, their loved ones be back involved with the family instead of living life on the sidelines. Now, there's healing in it. I don't see a lot of amputees. You're the first one this month. I pride myself on saying I see like 1 every 3 months. So don't let me see you for 3 months, because that would really mess my talks up. But it'd be horrible. So just low profile, okay? Don't hang out where I hang out. I will mess you up, Brandon. Straight up. Like, get within 3 inches, okay? But anyway, so the foundation, what we started, I never knew it was going to grow like this. I never, would imagine that it's going to be what it's going to be and how it is. But really, with all honesty, those pictures right there are the renderings. We are on our way. We're not there yet. For the foundation, we're not there. These are the families that came out. From left to right, we have Drew Mully. We'll just say from on the bottom picture. So Josh Wetzel, Andrew Smith, both missing both legs. Myself and Taylor missing all 4 limbs. And Drew Mully missing 1 leg above the knee. And then their wives came and their kids came. Not all the kids are in the picture. And these guys come out and they're able to kayak and canoe and do things, but their families are involved with them. And it's truly changing. It's truly an eye-opening experience and changes their lives, as well as it's a network. There's guys out there, like, how many amputees do you see, you think?
Almost none.
Almost none. So like I walk around, people are always like, hey, how's it going, Travis? And they know my story, they know who I am. But if I have a problem, like, man, I can't get my X2 to do this or that, I have to call somebody and ask them that I know, and usually I call Taylor Morris because he's like the best quadruple amputee ever. He beats me at everything. It's annoying. No, but so what we're doing is we're bringing guys from all over the nation up to Maine to do recreational rehab, to have counselors on site, to build a network, and have their families see their loved ones be back in the fight, if you will, back at it, and things like that. So that's another video you're not going to be able to watch. I don't know why the Toshiba's not working. I should have brought something else. But as you guys see the renderings over there and what it's going to look like when it's all done, and we know the proof of concept works, we're definitely excited. And all the questions that you guys are going to have are going to go to me or Chris in the back. Raise your hand, please. This is my executive director. She's the one that's behind most of everything that's happened so far. And she's just getting the job done. And we do need help. And I do want to keep the community involved and let them know that what they're doing is making a difference. And I'll get back to you guys' questions. The healthcare technology is like progression. Had to start real short legs on the top left, and then you get the tall straight leg ones on the right. It's the first day I was taller than my wife. I actually took a picture. As soon as I could put them on, I stood up and said, Kelsey, come here, let's get a picture. Because I went from 6'3" to 5'5", back to 6 foot. And then you get the tall ones I have on there. The X3s, they have hydraulics, Bluetooth, they kick back and forward. I walk on them everywhere I go. It's pretty awesome. Click it again, Craig. Click it again. All right, so click it again. Sorry, these are all videos. I don't know how they're working. But how my hand works, I'm actually going to have Anna come up here, please. Please come up here, sweetie. Thank you. Give a round of applause. I mean, I'm sure people are wondering. Right? Are you nervous?
Slightly.
Good. I feel like I owe this to you. Close, open, turn, stop. There's no voice-activated control. It's just the on-off switch. Thanks for playing. Ow! Just kidding. I can't feel that. Have a seat. Thanks for playing, Anna. 2 minutes? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have about 2 minutes before they have to stop recording. How I get by in life, why I keep going, it's all perspective. So these gentlemen right here, Frankie Phillips IV on the left, he had a 3-year-old, she's 6 now, and his wife, 5 years, and I think it's 8 now, I'm pretty sure. I keep in touch with Christine. He lost his life 7 months after I got hit. He's one of my closest friends in the military. He won't see his family grow. He won't see his kid, go to school for the first day. He won't see his wife on the anniversaries and Christmas mornings. Brandon Goodine, right here on the right, he had a kid in high school. Didn't know what to do. He was 17. Had his parents sign the document to let him go in the military. On his first deployment, he was killed. He did it for his daughter. He won't make it back home. He didn't. Okay? These guys right here, we can feel sorry and sad for them, and we do. We mourn their loss. But at the same time, they keep me going. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't take every day as as a blessing. I get my daughter, I take my daughter to school. My wife and I, we're going on our anniversary date. I actually going to California for an event, then we're going on a date. We're in California, so that's kind of cool. They rolled in. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm thankful because these guys gave everything and I didn't give everything. I was willing, but I didn't. So I'm trying to give good back, and that's where the foundation comes in. I'm trying to make sure that people have a place to go. They're in the same situation as me. We're working with wounded guys with amputations first, and paraplegics and quadriplegics, and we're going to out to PTS as well as to TBI and other things. And we're going to have partnerships with different hospitals and things like that that will send guys. We'll have, you know, where you will refer someone's family member come to our place, and we're going to have them come up, show them a great time, and show them they can still do things with their families. Because the worst thing for me is if I've ever had to sit and watch my daughter, my wife do something that I couldn't do. I like to snowboard, so I go snowboarding. I like to downhill mountain bike. I went down a 9,000-foot mountain with the brakes between my thighs, and I squeezed my thighs together to stop, so I wouldn't, you know, go off a cliff. But that's just what I enjoy doing with my family. Click it again. Okay, click it. Oh, the other picture. Did you show the picture of the doctors? I got to meet 6 of the 9 doctors that saved my life. These guys worked 14 hours with 7 nurses as well. 2 nurses pumped air into my lungs for 9 hours straight. Like, how selfish would it be if I gave up on myself? So I figured, why not keep going forward? My mom got to me. That's my mom hugging me. She was in tears. I was in tears. It was a pretty emotional time. But I was so thankful for what they did. And they always were wondering, did they do the right thing? Would I have a productive and successful life? I have a productive life. I hope it's successful. I do what I can for my family, but I want to give back, and this is how I'm doing it with the foundation. Click it one more time, Craig. One more time, because you're not going to see that. I have a book coming out in November. My documentary is already out. Please visit travismills.org, and I'm going to take questions now. Nothing's going to offend me. Anybody can ask questions, unless this guy says we can't, and I'm not the boss. I do the wrong thing?
Stand right here. Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. That concludes our Business Insider Breakfast this morning. Please join us in August for a speaker to be determined at a later date. Thank you very much.
We had a call that there was an IED threat in the area. We had to go check it out and see if there was one.
You know, we went out there as normal. It was supposed to be a pretty quick mission. You know, just a couple hours in the village right next to our strong point and back.
We were setting a gun in place. Fessy went first, swept the bank.
He went up and down, cleared it. He got about 20 feet away from me. You know, I said, okay. I took my bag off and set it down, and when I set it down,
Honestly, the first thing that kicked into my mind was, this is not real. This is fake.
I remember actually while we were working on him, one of the things he said was, I just want to be able to hold my little girl again.
Do you love your daddy?
told him I'm getting out of here in 10 months. He kept saying, why? You know, what's your big rush? I said, hey, Doc, look behind you. I had pictures up, me and my wife and my daughter. I have a family. Like, I live in a hospital bed. Get me out of here.
Yeah, him with Chloe, you know, she doesn't care that her dad doesn't have arms and legs. It's her dad. So it's all she knows. It's all she knows of him. So to her, nothing was lost, the way I see it.
Seeing him stand up for the first time, I could feel so much joy from him. That was like a turning point for us.
I don't understand how he does it.
I think he's meant to lead and help people. You know, he faces obstacles and he doesn't let anything stop him.
I believe God's got a plan for all of us. And after seeing Travis in action, the word bravery has more meaning to me now than it ever has.